For this study, we're looking at prayer in C. Here's the introduction. And that tune sort of just repeats itself as the main driving melody through the song. And there's also some cool chords that you can play along as well, something like this: A minors, C's and G's. And if you're jamming with a friend, it's quite cool if someone plays the chords while you play the tune or vice versa. It's a nice interactive song with the two parts. Now for those that want to get going with the picking, we're going to start with that. So we need to focus a lot more up onto what our fretting hand is doing. Please make sure you do have a copy of the PDF with the tab at the top as well. And if you need a copy, just WhatsApp me or email me via my YouTube channel. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. And here goes the tune. We're looking at the part that starts. That part there. Now, very important, my fingers are numbered, so please make sure you use the same fingers too. And you'll also notice that the entire riff, the melody, takes place between fret 5, 6, 7 and 8. So each finger is going to be allocated a fret to take care of. So not only is it a cool tune, it's also a nice way to sort of train your fingers, discipline your fingers for one finger per fret. Okay. Now on the PDF you'll see the first 5 notes are all in blue, so we're looking at the first riff, which sounds like this. Like that. Now super slow motion, you're starting at fret 5, tiny pause, and you go 5, 7, 8 in quickish succession, so it's 5, 5, 7, 8, and then one more 5, but that last 5 is a string up, so you're ending on the 2nd string, fret 5, and that's your first phrase. Play it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the first. Now the second phrase we've got in a dark brown, and it's going to be 5, 6, 5, 7. And what I want us to notice will be that throughout the entire piece, my thumb that's busy waving at you now doesn't move. Watch this here. So if I put that phrase, which is 5, 6, 5, watch the timing, listen for the timing, and the 7. If we put that together with the first phrase, we've got something like this, and pay attention how little, if any, the thumb moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and simple as that. Next phrase in blue again, we're going to have. And again, I'm going to stress the importance of one finger per fret. So please make sure you're not doing this. Because then your hand is moving way too much and you're getting one very clever first finger and the other fingers are not getting any training. So very important, especially for the pinky, finger number 4 here, make sure one fret per finger. Okay. That last third phrase, the 7, 5, 6, 7, starts on the 3rd string, 7, 5, 6 on the 2nd string, and back to the 7 there. So 7, and very small movements as you go along. Now we're going to take it from the beginning and play all 3 phrases together, slow motion. To join me, 1, 2, 3, 4, and phrase is a nice combination from your middle finger to pinky, which goes 6, 6, 8, 6. It's really an easy one to read. So I'm sure you should be able to do it quite nicely with the tab, but at least you can see how the hand is working here as well. You can see the fingers, the pinky, thumb isn't moving, and that's very important. The more your hand moves, the more the fingers have to compensate to make up for the hand movement. So keep your hand steady as best as possible. Okay. Whole phrase through with me, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course just build some speed into that. Now I want to quickly focus in on my picking hand for a few seconds. I am using a pick, but you may use fingers as well. If you use fingers, please do not use the thumb. This is not acceptable. Don't do that. Okay, I want you to use and pick with your first finger because it's going to give you much better speed and control. So for the finger players, you can rest the thumb on the strings above the string you're playing, but all the picking action is with finger 1. You can see up close there. So first finger, but for the pick users, what I want us to focus on over here is very small movement. So we don't want this way too much movement. Much more control if you keep your sweep of your pick really, really small. So we're going to have, and you can do largely downstrokes for most of it, but when you've got quickish phrases, like for example that try and get down, up, down, it's called alternative picking. It's going to help you with your speed later. When you do that second part in red or brown, that 5, 6, up, down, or down, up, whichever way you want to do, but alternate strokes, and the rest all down strokes. So I'm going to zoom out now, and I want you to pay attention to both my picking action and also my hand action with my fretting as well. You'll see very little movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it simply repeats. That should get you going for the tune. Now I'm going to spend a few minutes now on the chords. So we're going to go back to what is our fretting hand doing. Okay, as mentioned, it's also a really nice song to learn for a beginner. Starts with the A minor, finger 1, string 2, first fret. Middle finger number 2 goes to string 4 on the second fret. Ring finger, also fret 2 but on the third fret, and you strum from the 5th string down. That's what it should sound like. That's your A minor. Now the transition from the A minor to the C happens to be a very cool one. Watch my ring finger. There's A minor, there's the C. So watch how little, if any, fingers 1 and 2 move. It's basically the third finger moving from underneath the middle finger to the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Remember, we count from the bottom. So there's your C. The diagrams are on the PDF as well, so please make sure you've got the PDF. As I mentioned earlier, G is going to have finger 1 now on the 2nd fret, 5th string. Middle finger number 2 straight to the top in the 3rd. G goes straight to the bottom, and you can also play your G like that. So you can have those 2 fingers at the bottom for G, like this, or you can just have the 1 finger at the bottom, like that as well. They both work. And then D minor, fret 1, string 1, finger 1, finger 2, fret 2, string 3, finger 3, fret 3, string 2. 2s and 3s can get confusing, eh? And you strum the bottom 4 strings. Okay, now on the strumming pattern, we want to focus on a strumming hand now. I'm playing an A minor up there that you can see. Okay, and we're going to strum down on the first beat, 1, and on the count of 2, I'm going to put my palm down like that. So you can hear the guitar goes quiet. It silences the stroke on the second beat. 1 and 2. But you want to make sure your pick's at the bottom, not at the top. So this is bad, because now my pick's at the top. I want to stop with my pick at the bottom, because then my pick is in the right place for the upstroke on the and. You can see it on the strumming pattern on the PDF. Down, tap, up. And if you put the counting, 1 and 2 and. Remember, numbers 1, 2, 3 will always be downstrokes if you're going to play. Your ands, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, will always be upstrokes if you're going to play. So for this one over here, it's down, tap, up, bit of a gap, another up, and a tap. Okay, so I'm just basically reading off the sequence of the arrows and the T, the little X's, under the count of 2 and 4. So your rhythm is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you want to bring speed in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the chords with now. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and very important, make sure when you're playing the D minor, don't strum the top two. So this is bad. You can hear that sounded quite bad because you stay on the bottom 4 for the D minor. G, you can play all 6. For the A minor as well as the C, you only play the bottom 5. And then you should have everything you need to know for prayer in C. Okay, any questions, you don't hesitate to give me a call. Always happy to answer you. And have a fantastic, awesome day. Thank you. Cheers.